What's up everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another review video. I'm really excited for this one. Big shout out goes out to Macfox for reaching out to me again and asking me to review one of their e-bikes. This is the X1S Bs.zay special edition electric bike. Macfox has partnered up with Bs.zay to create this custom bike, and I must say this thing is absolutely beautiful. Starting of course with the color scheme, very nice. I like that. It's not exactly Volted colors, but it's really nice. I am loving this front headlight. If you guys can see well, that headlight is absolutely sexy, and it's got daylight running time like a halo type. It's got low beam, high beam, pretty cool headlight, and it actually kind of looks good if you put it on a Sur-Ron as well. So really nice headlight. We got the front fork of course, and the super custom plush seat that is very comfortable. Kind of reminds me of the seat I did on my Sur-Ron in black of course. Really nice e-bike and collab. I'm gonna be going over everything you need to know about this e-bike, so stay tuned. We're gonna talk about the specs, we're gonna do a speed test, we're gonna do a brake test, we're gonna ride it around, and we're gonna take it off-roading because we are at the VoltedAdventures testing ground after all. But first, let's start with the specs. So what we have here is the Macfox X1S Bs.zay edition. It features a 500 watt, 750 watt peak hub motor in the rear, coupled with a 48 volt, 10.4 amp hour battery. This should give you an estimated range of up to 38 miles depending on riding conditions and riding mode. We have 20 by 4 inch CST grip tires, mechanical brakes with 180 millimeter rotor front and back. That's a big rotor. This bike also has an adjustable fork for any type of terrain. We have this sick looking headlight with daytime running light, low beam and high beam. Super nice. As well as an active brake light. That is super important. We have this extra large plush seat that is super comfortable. This e-bike has a single gear with the gold chain that absolutely matches the bike. The total weight of this bike is 65 pounds with a max load of 300 pounds. And up on the handlebars we have our thumb throttle and rear brake. And on the left side we have our display with the on-off button and mode selectors and the front brake. Alright, and those were the specs. Now this e-bike comes in a few different variations, so they are going to have more colorways coming soon. This is the only colorway as of right now, as of me making this video, but you could also get it with dual battery, or you can add rear view mirrors. This will all affect the price. The current price for this base model is $1,099, and if I'm not mistaken it's on sale right now. I will obviously have a link in the description if you guys want to check it out, if you're interested in checking this out. And as I mentioned earlier, there will be more colorways coming soon. But anyways, let me show you the starting procedure for this e-bike. There's one thing you need to know is this battery has an on-off switch, and I hope you guys will be able to see it. It's over here, and there's actually a USB port here, so you can use this battery as a power bank as well to charge your phone or whatever. But you got to make sure that that battery is set to on, and then the bike will work. And from there it's a pretty easy process. You just hit that power button for like 2 seconds and it will turn on. And we have 3 modes for this bike. Well, 4 technically. There's 0, which no power. We have 1, 2 and 3, and these modes do correlate between the pedals, the pedal assist and the thumb throttle. So if you're on mode 1 and you use the thumb throttle, it will give you the speed for mode 1. Same thing with the pedals, and same thing goes for mode 2. Same speed on the throttle and the pedals, and mode 3 will give you the top speed. Alright, so I got my phone GPS out so we can compare phone GPS to the speedometer. I'm in mode 1. I will not be using the pedals. We're going to be doing throttle only. Now mode 1 is going to be the chillest mode. It's going to get you the most range. And I'm gonna wait for my phone to catch up and see if it matches. The bike is showing 9 miles an hour and my phone is showing 9 miles an hour. Perfect. So they match. That's good. Flick it up to mode 2. Okay, mode 2, 17 miles an hour. Nice. It's really nice to see that they got the speed dead on. That is super awesome. Bike is showing 17.6, 17.9, and my phone is showing 17, and that's always good to see. Okay, so that was mode 2. Let's go into mode 3 and see what happens. It does take the phone a few seconds to catch up to the speedometer of the bike, but hopefully it does. Let's see. Oh yeah, so bike is showing 23 and my GPS is showing 23. Nice, that's awesome. That's really good to see that it actually matches up, so that's really nice. So that was the speed test. Now let's go ahead with the brake test. There is a little bush right there on the right, and when I hit it, we're gonna hit the brakes in 3, 2, 1. That was impressive. Really impressive. This is probably about, I don't know, 15 to 20 feet, but let's give it one more shot for science sake. Now these are mechanical brakes, so you could adjust them, give them more bite. This is just out of the box. 3, 2, 1. Same exact result. All right, pretty good. And that was the brake test. Again, these are mechanical brakes. You could adjust them and give them more bite, less bite, and that will definitely affect the performance. But having a 180 millimeter rotor is always nice. Now, as far as the bike itself, this thing is good. I like it a lot. It's very maneuverable. It's lightweight and kind of like low center of gravity, and the speed is okay. It does what we hit about 23 miles an hour. Maybe there was another mile per hour over there to gain, but I ran out of room. It's nice. It's right on like the cusp of, you know, I wish it went a little faster. That would be kind of like my only, you know, semi complaint is I wish this bike should have done like 30 miles an hour and it would have been perfect. Because when you do about 25 and faster on these things, it feels so fast. It might not seem like it, but it is really fast. Now, as far as maneuverability, like turning radius is pretty good on this thing. It has, you know what it has? It reminds me of my BMX when I was in high school. That's what it reminds me of, my old BMX bike. You can definitely do some stunts with this thing, and it will easily lift up. Yeah, this thing will easily lift up, and actually, I mean, I know it for a fact because Bs.zay, which is this is the collab he did with Macfox. You can check out his Instagram. He wheelies this thing like super easy. I'm not really a wheelie guy. The only thing that I can say is I don't like having the rear brake where the thumb throttle is. Would have been easier if it was on the left side for wheelies, but this is definitely capable of doing that and having fun, and it super reminds me of my BMX bike. All right, now it's time to put it to my little off-road section test. and let's see how it does. It does have a front fork. It's a hardtail, but it does have a front fork that is a little nicer than some of the cheaper e-bikes around. Now you're gonna hear it on my voice. This trail is not smooth. There's lots of ups and downs, and it's super bumpy. So main reason for this test is to first of all see if it can handle some of these uphills like this one right here, and it did it with no problem. I want to see how the suspension feels, of course, and I want to see how does the frame and everything holds up after this trail. But so far it passed with no problem. Can definitely feel the hardtail on this trail, but it is what it is. Okay, passed that section without an issue. Let's see what happened to the frame. Let's check it out. Headset is still good, no creaks, and overall pretty good. Now I don't know if I would be using this strictly for like trails and things like that. I view this bike as more of like a commuter slash having fun in the neighborhood, doing a bit of stunting if you know how to. I wouldn't really say that it's off-road only, but it is capable of doing it, so that's always nice. And I think we spoke about everything pretty much. I don't really know what else to say. This bike is, first of all, beautiful. It's got the power, and there's room for upgrades. You can add that other battery if you want more range. In love with that headlight, loving that seat, loving the color scheme. Pretty nice. As I mentioned, more colors coming soon. And what do you guys think? Do you think I should hit up Macfox and have them do a VoltedAdventures collab? Let me know in the comment section if you think that's a good idea. If enough people say it, maybe Macfox will do it. As far as value for money, it's pretty much there. I just wish that for $1,099, again, I'll have a link in the description and possibly a discount code for you guys to use, but for that price, I wish it went a little bit faster. But it's not the end of the world. We still were able to hit about 23 miles an hour, and so 23 to 25 miles an hour, that's decent. I wish it went about 30. If this went 30, 35, it would have been the perfect bike. If you guys found any value in this video review, do me a solid, leave me a thumbs up. That really helps me out. If you want to see more of these reviews, and there are plenty more coming, hit that subscribe button. But that's pretty much it for me, guys. My name is Tom. This has been the Macfox X1S Bs.zay edition. I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.